This is 37th Street Radio and TV, and of course, we are out here hooking you up with the best of the best interviews. And today we have a special guest. So, guest, please just introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, greetings, everyone. This is Shamir, singer, songwriter, producer, social worker, musical activist. Yeah, I'm all those things, and that's me.
I'm interested to know when you started music. You can get me?
Yeah, I can get you.
Yeah, so I was asking when did your interest in music start?
My interest in music started way back a couple of years ago when I was still in high school. Yeah, it was actually a long time ago. Let's say about 10 years ago. And I've been an active musician and producer and songwriter since then. So I'd say my interest in music started fairly a long time ago when I was still in school, and it hasn't changed since then.
Yeah. So when did you start like professional recording?
I think I started making professional recordings just after I finished my form for around 2007, 2008. That's when I started like taking my music seriously and recording music and releasing music out there.
Yeah. Again, I don't know. You are affiliated to Grandpa Records, so I don't know if you were signed or it was just a project that you did with them.
Well, I was signed at Grandpa Records, and for maybe two and a half years. So after my contract ended with them, I decided not to renew, but we're still very, very good friends. How do you call it? The CEO for Grandpa Records, Refiga, is a very, very good, very close friend of mine, and we keep in touch up until now when he's running for the MP seat for Kibera. So we're still in touch, and we're very, very good friends. Yes.
We've been seeing in this country, first of all, when artists exit record labels, it's usually drama, then there's a lot of blame games and all of that. And we haven't seen like record labels that have good reputation in terms of just taking an artist without a name and making sure that they have hits, people love them like from their work. So my question is, do you think there are good record labels right now in this country that can uplift an artist's career?
No, I don't think so. Kenya is unique in the sense that you don't need a record label in Kenya to have any kind of impact. Although, in the long run, an artist might need a team behind them for the purpose of reaching a wider audience, reaching the corporate world as well as these normal avenues of getting through to your fans, but I don't think there's any professional record label in Kenya as yet. Maybe in a couple of years' time, but I don't think we are at that level yet. But I feel like the connection between fans and artists is direct. You don't need a label for that. So yeah, that's my take on that.
You have said that you don't see any record label. Is it because maybe do we really have a proper structure in our industry?
I think the structures are there. The structures are there, but you see, the problem is not a lot of people are willing to invest in younger or older artists. You know, not a lot of people are willing to do that because, first of all, the structures are there, but they're not followed. A good example is Kina MCSK, Kina Prisk, Kina Nani. They collect millions for artists, but then they end up sending 1,200 to a seasoned artist, you know, and that's very, very sad if you look at it. So you see, the structures are there, but nobody's following those structures, you know. Nobody's following those. So either it's ignorance or it's arrogance or it's us pretending that we can do things a certain way, while in real sense we know we can't, you know. So it's sad. It's sad in that sense, yes.
You talked about dabbling as an singer, songwriter, and producer, but I want us to talk about you being a producer. So how did you decide that you also want to be an artist and then you also want to be a producer? Because many artists usually just become artists and sing. You chose to become an artist, then producer.
Well, for me was because I'm a reggae artist, and you know, it was difficult for me to get quality reggae tracks, and I don't know, for some reason there weren't any really good reggae producers in Kenya, and most of the songs that I invested on to produce were badly done, you know, and they were never released. So I decided to practice. I decided to teach myself production and also learn from a couple of very, very good friends of mine. And eventually I got good at it, but I got good at it because I wanted better for my music, you know. I wanted better tracks for my music. I wanted better mixing for my music. And the only way I could get that was either by investing a lot of money in Jamaican producers, which was not a good idea, or learning and doing it myself because I had the resources. And I chose to learn and do it myself and use my own resources. And that's how I got into it.
Yeah, I've been talking to Timmy Life, and he told me that you are one of his producers. And
yes,
he says that you have a very good working relationship. So you can talk to me about how do you create a good rapport with an artist, you being a producer now. How do you create a good rapport with an artist so that you can work together?
For me, I think it's professionalism. From the first contact, it's professionalism and proof that you can deliver quality, which I always do. I have a lot of projects. I have a lot of artists, very, very serious artists that I've worked with. Some have won Grammys, you know. Some have won very, very big awards. And I have these things with me, you know. So it's easy for me to work with any artist because they see my catalog. They see who I've worked with. They see the producers that I've collaborated with, be it in Jamaica, be it in the UK, be it in Switzerland, you know, be it in anywhere in Africa, you know. I've worked with a lot of people. So I think my contact or my network makes it easy for me to build a good rapport with most artists. And my production gets played on radio and TV, and that makes it easy for me. You know, that makes it easy for me to create that good reputation with an artist. Yeah.
Yeah, you can name some of the guys you have done projects with as a producer.
Well, I've worked with Nazizi. I've worked with Waire. I've worked with one of the biggest artists in Sweden. He's called Promo. I've worked with a big record label in the UK for producing reggae music, courtesy of a guy called Ziggy Dub. I've worked with a big label in Germany called Supersonic Sound, who released my first hit song called On Fire. I'm currently working with a big label in Austria called House of Rhythm. They've done so many hundreds of rhythms for a lot of Jamaican artists. I've done a project with Don Corleone. He's one of the leading reggae producers in Jamaica. I've worked with singer Dynamic. I'm sure you know Dynamic.
Yeah.
I've worked with Grammy Award guitarist. His name is Benji Baez, who also happens to play. He plays guitars for Damian Marley. I've worked with Owora Runga. He's Kenyan. He's won a Grammy with Macklemore. So you see, all these people that I've worked with. Okay, I've worked with Jabidi. He's one of the best and biggest gospel artists in Kenya. I've worked with Genius Records for DJ Mo. Did a lot of good productions with him. I've worked with Vicky Pondis. You see, all these things, all these people, it makes it easy for me to show people that these are people that I've worked with. And you see the productions that I've done with them, and it makes it easy for me. Or just to add, I've worked on Kathy Matete's hit song. Kathy is one of the biggest female reggae artists in Kenya right now, and she's fast rising. I've worked with Becky Mudhoni as well. She's also fast rising. I've worked with Lucy Lugano. I've worked with who else? The list is just endless.
Yeah. One of the biggest complaints from the media when they don't want maybe to, when you bring up the point of play Kenyan music, the first complaint is usually that Kenyan music is substandard. So you as a producer, when they talk about Kenyan music being substandard, what do they really mean?
I think they mean they don't want to play the music, because you see,
yeah,
you can't say Kenyan music is substandard. It doesn't mean that every song that they play that comes from outside this is of high standard. You can't say that, So for them, I think that's some sort of delay tactic of them not wanting to play Kenyan music. Because you see, every other song that comes from outside that they are pushing religiously, it gets played a lot in their own countries, you see. Nigerians play almost 100% of their music, and they don't shy away from it. You're not going to hear Sauti Sol blasting on Nigerian radio and TV. You don't hear that. You cannot hear that. They don't even know Sauti Sol exists, The same thing to South Africa. Same thing to every single African country except Kenya. We are the only country in Africa where we play 80% of music that's not ours, and that's a very, very sad statistic. I remember a couple of years back, I went on holiday for my brother's wedding in Tanzania, in Zanzibar, and it was scary that like the whole time you were listening to Tanzanian music, you're trying to change channels, at least so we can bump into one station that plays Kenyan music, but none, my friend, bro. None. Like, musically, they don't know we exist, man. They don't know we exist. The same to every other country in Africa. You know, they don't play our music. They don't play our music, but we are here forcing Kenyans to listen to music that's not ours, And that's very, very sad. That's very sad. I wish, I wish we'd have more people in the media who support Kenyan music. Watu wasicheze mziki tu ati kwa sababu kumetokea na ka movement fulani. So because you want people to stop complaining, you start playing Kenyan music. You know, it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be natural. We are not supposed to go to parliament to say, play at least 75% Kenyan music. That's BS. That's BS. If we want to lift our quality, we have to make it easy for our fans to access our music. We have to make it easy for artists to make music, to make money, and even make better music. You know, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
What do you think? You've talked about working with foreign record labels. So I just want to know that maybe from your experience, what do you think we can change so that we can also compete globally?
Music is a business, just like any other business, and no business can survive without investment. You know, it's showbiz. It cannot survive without investment. You know, if we invest in quality cameras, if we invest in quality production, if we invest in quality studios, if we invest in wardrobe, if we invest in marketing, then it's going to get to that level. So until we invest in our music, it's not going to get to that level, you know.
Yeah. Is there any significant change from when you started and where you are at right now in terms of growth? Do you think we are headed towards the right direction, or we are still lagging behind?
I think we're headed to the right direction because Kenyan artists are getting more and more professional every day. People are learning more and more. People are starting to understand how the industry functions. People are starting to understand how fans react to music. And that research is slowly paying off. That research is slowly paying off. I remember back in the day, we never really used to do a lot of research on how to push music, how to release music, how to record music that people want to hear. You know, we never really used to put a lot of emphasis on that, and that has changed with time. And I feel like we're heading in the right direction. Although we need more investment in music, but I feel like we're heading in the right direction, and that's good.
You have brought up something very important, which is professionalism. So according to you engaging with guys in the industry here in Kenya and also engaging with guys in other countries, can you say that we are in a good level in terms of professionalism? How do these guys approach you, and compared to how your fellow Kenyan artists and producers approach you? Can you say that maybe we are lagging behind when it comes to professionalism, or we are at par?
I think we are at that level where I can say there's some sort of professionalism, but the money is not there. Very few Kenyan artists are making serious money from their music. Like, for example, you see the same faces in shows for the past 2-3 years. I can tell you I've seen the same faces in over 15 or 20 different gigs. It's the same faces. So I think we need to broaden. I think we need to expand our scope in terms of people that we work with, people that we reach out to. And that would be beneficial to a lot of artists. But yes, the professionalism is there, yes, but the money is still not there. Yeah.
there's been a discussion just recently in the past few days whereby guys were talking about Kenyan artists really don't know showbiz. So hii ni ile yani yenye sijui kama wewe unasema sijui una date nani alafu next week guys find out that you are not even dating. Yani I don't know, it's cloud. So do you think such things are important in the growth of music?
I think they're important in the sense that that's how hype is created. You know, if you want your music to get to places where you're not used to, you need to create hype, and you create hype in so many ways. You create hype in cloud, you create hype in marketing. You know, you create hype in basically just making good noise and bad noise at the same time, provided your music gets the desired effect that it needs. So I'd say Kenyans know showbiz. Kenyans know showbiz, although we are not doing it at that level where every other in the music industry does it. We're still not doing it at that level, but we know showbiz. We know showbiz, and we are slowly getting there.
Kenyan artists are usually, some of them are usually very much skeptical when it comes to live performances, and many of them perform in terms of maybe playback. There's no live band, but I've been looking at what you're doing, and most of the times you perform with a live band. So I just want to know, like, how did you come up with that? Because many Kenyan artists, they don't usually like performing with a live band.
Well, I'd say for your music to, for an artist, if you want your music to have an edge over every other person that's doing it, you need to learn how to be. You need to learn how to be on stage. You know, you need to learn how to improve your presentation. And one of the best ways to improve your presentation is by doing live shows, and that's worked very well for me because it brings a whole new vibe to me as an artist, you know, performing live. And I have an experience. I have good experience in performing live, I can say, and it's worked to my advantage. You know, it's worked to my advantage most times because I get to link up with even more instrumentalists. I've gotten the opportunity to link up with more bands, and it's been a wonderful experience, I must say. Yeah.
But do you think it inconveniences you because maybe some promoters do not understand when they give you a phone call and you say, I have to come and perform with my band and not just a DJ, and then you do a playback? Are they receptive of the idea, or many of them, are they skeptical?
I always insist on playing with the band, and if the promoter doesn't have a budget for me to play with the band, I simply just walk away from the event. It's that simple. I think for us to get to that level, that serious level, we need to take things seriously as artists, you know, as producers, as content creators. You know, we need to get to a level and then stick to that level. That's the only way we can improve things. Yes, for me, it's never really been about money, but basically about accommodating a certain view, you know, and my view has always been to play music live, to have a live production. And if an event organizer can't guarantee that, then it's going to be difficult for us to do things that way. And yeah, that's mostly it.
we are finishing up, you can talk about maybe your future project in terms of being a producer, or maybe if you are releasing an album this year, an EP, or a major collaboration, you can talk about that.
Yeah, I'm releasing a lot. I have a collaboration with Pressure. There's a reggae artist called Pressure, and we have a single out. So I'm currently trying to work on the video. I'm also working on an album, courtesy of House of Rhythm from Austria. So I'm looking to put it out probably in the next 2 or 3 months. So definitely that's coming out, and I'm sure about it.
Well, you can also give advice to guys who are starting out.
I'd say to any artist out there, you need to put in the work. You know, it's never gonna come on its own. It's never gonna come on its own. So you need to put in the work and persist. That's the way I do it, and it works for me every time. So put in the work and persist, and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time.
No worries, bro. Thank you.